Your friends, they're too busy lying. Your dad, he's too busy crying. Well, let's make it work. Let's make it work tonight, darling. I can remember when I felt so alive.
Hey, everybody, here we... Are you kidding me, Ortberg? Oh, my God. Okay. Hey, everybody. Another episode of UTP Weekly. With us, as always, we have Alex Ortberg,
Hello.
Pat Obert,
Hello.
and Alex Smith.
Hello.
And I'll try hosting again this week. I am Adam Lien. We are going to start with some rapid fire questions as always. First question on the agenda. If you could master any instrument overnight, what would it be? Alex Smith.
It's a tie between trumpet and sitar.
Ooh, two very different instruments.
Yeah.
Alex Ortberg.
The hammered dulcimer.
Damn it, Alex! I'm kidding. Bullshit.
Very nice. And Pat Obert.
The hammer dulcimer.
Oh, yeah. Way to just tag on that one.
We can make a duet.
Harmonies.
Harmonies.
I would choose the hurdy-gurdy. Okay.
What'd you call me?
What? Nothing. If you had a favorite food to cook, what would it be, Pat? Don't have to eat it. Just favorite food to cook.
Oh, I love smoking foods. So I would probably have to say a nice pork roast. Smoked.
Smoked. And Ortberg.
I'm gonna tout myself a little bit here. I am very good at cooking sauces.
Sauces.
Yes, from scratch.
Wow. And Alex Smith.
I'm going to say noodles, any kind of noodles, because it's very satisfying to drain freshly cooked noodles.
That's
Yes.
true.
You're going to have to teach me. Mine always stick together.
Ugh.
Come on.
It's terrible.
Little salt, little oil. Come on.
Yep. Perfect. I would say anything on the grill. Love throwing old charcoal on the grill. Not one of those electric or propane grills. It's got to be charcoal.
Adam, remember that one time I came over your house for a burger?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. Those did not go well.
I'm
and they were
interested in this
reheated.
story.
They were just
So
really crispy and dry. Terrible.
So one time he was like, "Hey, why don't you come over for lunch?" And I'm like, "Okay." So I came over and he's like, "Let me give you a burger." And it was probably about, I don't know, this big only.
I don't remember
Hockey
inviting
puck.
you
All
specifically
black.
over for lunch.
I
think it was
all
A
hard.
passing thought, hey, are you hungry? I have some
Do you
old
want a hockey puck?
And he's like, and then here's the best part. Don't you love when people give you a cheeseburger, but they don't heat up the cheese and it just puts it cold on the bun? So
I
it's
don't
this
think I've ever done that.
hockey puck with this big cold slice of cheese on a bun.
Adam is really just a culinary genius and doing
Wow.
things people have never done before.
5
Like put
Michelin
cold cheese on
stars.
burgers. 5 Michelin stars.
It was a passing offer. I didn't invite him specifically for lunch. Like, hey, are you hungry? I got some leftover stuff.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, what is your favorite color and why, Pat?
I'm gonna have to say green because when I was a young boy, I used to watch Thomas the Tank Engine a lot, and Henry was my favorite engine. So yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't realize that. You always think I look like him. That must mean you really like me. And Alex Ortberg.
I'm gonna have to say like a burnt orange. Not anything like super bright, but just like nice burnt crisp fall colors.
Yep. Good.
Yes.
Mm.
And Smith.
Yes.
TV Yellow.
There you go. I'm gonna go with the same. Always loved yellow.
Okay, so what is TV yellow? Is that like
That really bright.
It's
Do you
Like
want me to
almost-
explain this?
it's the
The Gibson guitar yellow.
splicey. Yeah, explain it. Explain it, Pat.
Okay, so when I was a young boy, no. So back in the day, Gibson guitars would they wanted to show up white on TV, and if you put a white colored guitar on a black and white TV, it basically gets kind of muted out. Much like if I put my hand from the camera, you see this beautiful picture of Adam. But anyway,
Is that an
So
oil
they had-
painting?
so they had to make it yellow, and so that it would show up as white on TV. So they call it TV yellow.
Ah.
Cool. A little bit of history for us all. We got a would you rather this time. Would you rather skydive or scuba dive Alex Smith?
I have to say scuba dive because skydiving's over so quickly. And if you do a whole day of scuba diving, you can see like an entire coral reef instead
Fair
of just
enough.
like a plot of farmland
Yeah, from really far away.
from very high up.
Right. And Pat.
I'd probably skydive. I think that imminent death is very exciting, and
Yes.
to be able to survive it is very cool.
And Alex Ortberg.
I might have to go with Smith on this one. I think scuba diving, just for the prolonged exposure to it, like it's not 2 minutes long. And yeah, you get to see a lot of cool wildlife.
I will also pick scuba diving, but not too deep. We're gonna go real deep. Then I'm gonna go with skydiving because I don't like the depth
Like
of the ocean.
shallows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the reef.
Um,
You know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Me too.
Okay. Otherwise, I'd change my answer. Okay. Now we're looking at genres: horror or comedy in music. Smith, favorite or movies?
In music, I was like, comedy, but for movies, horror.
Very good. Same question, Ortberg. Music and movies.
Probably, I could go either way for music, but movies definitely comedy.
And Pat.
Movie horror.
I'm gonna say comedy. I hate horror films. They're terrifying to watch. No desire.
I
None.
completely agree.
Oh come on, guys!
Okay, so like some films like Get Out, like that was a great film.
Yeah, I like a good suspense or thriller, or
But
like
like
just straight up horror.
Some of the Black Mirror episodes, those are really great too. But like, yeah, the suspense and like jump scares and stuff like that, not into it.
Yeah, you
Ooh,
don't like people
Texas
scaring you.
Chainsaw Massacre rocks.
I don't like anything gory. Yuck.
Oh, come on.
No reason for it. Okay, that brings us to our main topic for this week. We're going to go back into music and discuss, do lyrics matter? Going a little deeper this week into lyrics specifically. Alex Ortberg, your thoughts?
Honestly, it depends.
Very good. Pat?
No.
Well, hold on now. Come on.
Okay.
Well, is this a rapid fire question? No.
No, this is the main topic.
Yeah, it depends, and I think it doesn't depend on the music. It depends on the listener. Like for example, for some songs and for some tunes, I enjoy the message. For others, I don't really care what the message is. So it just depends on what I'm listening to and how it kind of makes me feel.
Mhm.
Like Bon Iver, you can never understand what he's saying, but I love his music, so his lyrics don't matter to me. Sigur Rós, he sings in Icelandic. I have no idea what he's saying, but I love his music. Something like August Burns Red, I can't understand what they're saying because they're screaming, but I love their music. Other things, Switchfoot has great lyrics, obviously, my favorite band. And then
U2 was your favorite band.
no, no, they've got good lyrics too. And then, of course, the classics like Springsteen is a great lyric writer, and Bob Dylan and that kind of thing. So, it just depends.
Cool.
Yeah, it makes sense. And Pat, anything to add to that?
So The first song that really caught my attention when I was younger and like was kind of my own liking of music was "An Honest Mistake" by The Bravery, and I heard that song in this game called MVP Baseball, 2005. But anyway, I remember thinking at the time that none of the lyrics could possibly apply to my life because I was in 8th grade. Like there's nothing I could compare it to. So, but I remember thinking like I just like this song so much I could care less what the lyrics are saying. I wanted to sing it. It made me feel so good. So I think there are certain songs that are good, and you sometimes just can't relate to these lyrics. Where I guess there's only a few songs that I really relate to lyrically. A few by Jay Reatard, and I guess a lot of that's because I've had such a kind of weird life, kind of weird and traumatic in a way. So it's like there isn't a lot of things that talk about that. So it's really hard for me to relate to lyrics and make them mean a lot to me when a lot of them are like about being happy and stuff like that. And kind of the things that I had gone through growing up, that was a really weird feeling to feel like that. So it was hard to relate to. So I guess not really for me.
That makes sense. Yeah, I think it's really an individual thing. Depends on the person, kind of like Ortberg was saying too, and what mood you're in and what you're going for. Any other thoughts there, Smith?
I mean, I always go back to we have to have something to sing if we're gonna sing, right? Even if it's just an ah for however long.
It was nice.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll add some
But,
reverb to that in post.
Yeah, I'll get on it. But anyways, like you have to sing something, so lyrics are important in that whatever style of music you're trying to perform with your voice, you need some sort of substance to do that. So they are important just from a technical standpoint because we have to have something to sing. But I think I agree with everything said is that it's so personal. I enjoy songs with well thought out lyrical content. The lyrics don't have to necessarily be super complex. Neutral Milk Hotel is one of my favorite lyricists because his lyrics are so confusing and interwound with one another that you get a lot from repeat listening because he's kind of structured his lyrics like a riddle almost. And the more you listen to it, the more you figure it out. And when you listen to his, or when you read about his influences around that time, it all makes perfect sense because he was struggling with a lot of his mortality, and he got really obsessed with World War II and the amount of violence and bloodshed around that time in the world. And you listen to his lyrics, it's like, wow, it all makes sense. It's like poetry, So poetry can mean absolutely everything for one person and absolutely nothing for the next person. So yes and no.
Well, very nice. Yeah, I think the common theme here, and I would agree with this too, is it ultimately depends on the person. I think if you're going to write lyrics that really don't mean anything, you got to have a good melody line as well. And then the lyrics are just supplying that medium to kind of translate that melody line,
Definitely.
which I'm totally fine with, kind of like Ortberg said. I mean, if the music's good, I'm listening to it. I really don't care what the lyrics are about. But if I want to get a little deeper into something, I definitely want some substance, maybe some philosophical or background meaning or something to the story that you really don't understand. Where, I like lyrics you can listen to, and on the surface they apply, they sound good. But then when you go and you research them, you find out there's really a deeper story to the artist or somebody that actually wrote them that means something even more personal or different to them. So I agree kind of with everybody. There's a yes and a no to it, and it really just depends on the music you're listening to. Is there anything else that lyrics kind of provide? I think how they're sung too provokes an emotion. I think that's a really important part of lyrics, how they're sung, not just how they're written. That can really change the tonality of a song.
Here's the thing. What about lyrics? Do any specific lyrics have turned you off from a song?
Like the actual writing of them?
No,
like
just
the words or how they're sung?
Or what they're saying. Does it turn you off from a song? Does that have enough power to get you to stop listening?
I mean,
Yes,
yeah, I can't think of a specific, but yeah, for sure.
I've got a couple songs that I absolutely hate. G6.
Here we go.
Like a G6, right? That one.
Yeah.
Terrible. I don't like that. And then also the one that says, "I crashed my car into a bridge. I don't care. I love it." Like that. Just
No
why?
substance whatsoever.
Yeah.
Are there any artist or lyric specific songs that you guys would recommend for our listeners? Ortberg?
I really like the song "Born to Run" with the lyrics for that one. Specifically, the line, "The highway's jammed with broken heroes on a last chance power drive," I think. Power try. I can't remember which of the two words that is, but one of my favorite lyrics.
And Pat?
Luke Rathborn has an album called Soft that the lyrics in it at the time of my life were very strong, very powerful. So that might connect with some people. I really recommend it.
Alex Smith.
I am going to say the whole All Hail West Texas album by the Mountain Goats is just, whew, yeah,
Nice.
good stuff.
And I'm going to have to go with 9 Inch Nails Hurt, but the Johnny Cash version. I think his arrangement, how he
yes.
sings it, delivers and supports those lyrics very nicely.
Yes. Whew.
Thank
That's
you,
heavy.
Rick. Thank
Good
you,
one.
Rick Rubin, for getting that to us.
Yes.
Okay, well, that does it today for us. I hope you enjoyed another episode of UTP Weekly. I'm going to give it over to Alex Ortberg.
Little pause because I don't actually know the social media stuff. Can you tell me what they are?
Yes, Facebook is
Oh,
Under the Pavilion Band. And everything else is just Under the Pavilion
So just Instagram?
YouTube. Kind of where we're posting all of these videos.
Okay, Instagram and YouTube.
you think
What?
this is getting edited out, but this is staying in.
What? How am I supposed to know?
Oh, I don't know. Well, that does it for us today. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of UTP Weekly. I'm going to throw it over to Alex Ortberg quick.
Yeah, you can find Under the Pavilion on Facebook at Under the Pavilion Band and Instagram and YouTube at just Under the Pavilion. And you can find our music on all major streaming platforms as well as iTunes.
Well, thanks, Alex Ortberg, and thanks, everybody, again, for tuning in to another episode of UTP Weekly. Now we're going to feature one of my favorite songs, actually, from our live thesis show. This is Turn Away. I really like the melody line and the lyrics, especially listen to that second verse. It's one of my favorites. Better?
Yeah.
No? Okay.